This right here, ladies and gentlemen, is another reason you spend the money to get a surveyor. Alright, it's go time, baby. Heading over to the new land. And I'm pumped. Here's to you, Pops. Here we are, January 26, 2016, and we finally closed on our dream property in southern Illinois. It's about 150 acres, so I've started a couple days ago, but today I'll give you some idea what I'm starting on out there. The first thing is to cut a couple new roads in there. The previous owner had one road going through the center of the best bedding in the property, and then that road went through the center of the cash crop field in the middle of the property. And he's a serious hunter. He's killed some 200-inch deer in that. However, I asked him why he didn't have trail cam pictures this last 2 years, because I was really interested in seeing what might be out there. And he said that his hired hand took a different job. So in other words, he wasn't going to do this work, the hard work to manage it. So in my opinion, it's set up very poorly for the potential that it has. It has huge potential, and I will prove that, I guarantee you. So I'm stocked up on pain pills to start some chainsaw work, and I'm catching breakfast at the Vienna Diner, as you can see right there. So this is my mobile command post here. A cup of coffee, my notebook, taking care of phone calls first before heading out to the land. Alright, so here you can see one of the new paths here down the fence line. Over there is the neighbor's property, and the fence line runs east and west here. So what I am doing is, instead of using that road down the center, I am slowly clearing a new road here down the south border, following the fence line, so as to not disturb the center of this beautiful, nasty, gnarly bedding. Saw several cross trails here coming from I think his hayfield right there. So my hope is to change that when I put some new plots in and have more food down here. They're already bedding on me because it's way thicker than over there. So then they'll bed here and go towards my new plots, is how I want to change their pattern. This is a beautiful cedar. I really needed to open this up a little in here. I hate cutting cedars because I love them, but they're all starting to get a little too mature. So this one here, I cut down and I'm skinning it for my wife. She loves making cedar furniture and things. And who knows, this might be a cedar post inside of the house for decoration. But you sand these things down, strip all the bark off. They got a white color. Put a clear coat on them, and they make a beautiful decoration for a basement, living room, tiki hut, anything. And this right here, ladies and gentlemen, is another reason you spend the money to get a surveyor. My wife and I saw markings that put this on the neighbor's property, pink markings, but they were in the wrong place. I have the surveyor now surveying it, and this is squarely on our piece. And just imagine if we didn't hire the surveyor and we went by the pink that someone else had put on an old fence line instead of the new pins. Oh, what an awesome bonus. Amazing. Thank the Lord for a nice, beautiful bonus. And things just keep getting better. The surveyor that I'm working with right now, marking lines, found my first shed on our new property. Looks like a good 3-year-old. Found it on a trail coming out into the edge of a cornfield. Our cornfield. Perfect. And occasionally these kinds of things happen. I'm stuck, wedged in this mess. This cluster here is all vine. It's as big as your arm. And it won't let none of these trees fall. So I hooked my winch up to it. Right there. To the UTV there, which is on the edge of the trail that I'm trying to screen. All right, we'll see what happens parked here. I'm not sure if it'll slide forward. Come on. All right, let's see if I can get my saw out anyways. Oh, perfect. All right. So another important thing that you want to do, especially right when you get a property, I'm out with the surveyor for 2 days and we're marking the entire lines. And I'll show you why. There's obviously a lot of reasons, but for this particular piece, I'll show you. There's a nice ATV trail. This is actually the neighbor's property. And here's the line we're marking. And then here's my side. Well, this was one continuous trail. The neighbor was accessing this parcel that I bought for many years, and then their trail cuts up here, kind of swerves on and off of our new piece. So we're going around and I'm marking the lines and I'm putting T-posts in where the surveyor marked the line for me. So it's some permanent markings and it will eliminate any question or doubt between property owners. All right, I'm going to try and cut these all in the same direction so that they have a clear path to fall and they ain't getting tangled up on each other. I decided to take that cedar this way because when I looked at that great big oak tree there, I could potentially hunt that and have a nice shooting lane there in that little V there. But this is, well, it's at least 6-7 foot thick right now and everything's dead. It's winter, so you can imagine when all that greens up, it'll be a real nice screening barrier for the neighbor and a screening barrier for the deer in this food plot. Another beautiful aspect of this plot here that's going to be a plot that I just screen cut is you can see it's coming downhill. Comes downhill right to here and there's kind of a ledge here. And I'm going to extend the plot this way another probably 20 yards. But the beautiful part here is I can hunt any one of these mature trees on any north wind, north or west. North is that way because I know they're bedding up on the hill here. So the majority of these deer are going to come down right down here from that thick bedding. So I could hunt pretty much an east or west or a north. Back off of this plot just a little ways and my scent going north or northeast or northwest will at least be going higher than any deer that do come under me up by that creek bottom. This was a beautiful natural opening here, which may have been a food plot many years ago. But there is the road that cuts right through the center of the beautiful bedding. Alright, so I just completed the road. Granted it's thin, but it's enough for now. That is following, it comes in right there. So my property line is only about 20 yards that way. And you can see there's an old stand. Alright, right there. An old wooden one. But somebody was hunting there at one time. That's on a neighboring property. So I did all this screening cut right here, which will do two things. Obviously the deer will feel a little safer in here. I'm going to push this plot farther back that way and make it a little bigger. and let this corner grow. So this screening will help the deer feel safer in here, but it will also screen the neighboring property from seeing into here. All right, and here's another hazard you gotta look for. There's the fence line down in the middle of this ditch, and you could see it's posted here, which is now our property, facing that way. So I'm down here on the ground and I find this metal bolt. And at first I thought it was a survey pin, which would be up on the top of this, so I was pretty disappointed. Then I started digging some more, and there's a chain and a big trap on it, so I was happy to find out it was a trap. But you got to be careful when you're clearing these roads, because I'm going to probably bush hog this eventually. That would not have been pretty. This is the base of the pond.
See the ground don't hold there. That's a bad sign.
The what holes?
There's a big
Leak. You can see I am at the base of the berm right here, the pond berm. The critter hole is near that cedar, so we got to take this whole section off, get down to them holes in there, and then pack them in. See all them roots in there from these trees? That's precisely why they tell you not to let stuff. All right, so today's the next day, the 27th. I mentioned this road that goes through the center of the best bedding on the property. So now I'm working on doing a little screening for this, and I'll show you how. All right, so when you drive through here, in some of these spots, you know, you could see in maybe 30 yards or so, some more than others. So what I'm doing, especially over here on this side, it's pretty open for 30 plus yards. So I'm going just inside the tree line there, basically tipping everything over sideways. I'm going to leave these exterior trees more for my wife than anything, so it doesn't look terrible right next to the road here, everything laying down. I did a section up here and I'll show you what it looks like. So here you make this turn, you see right on the edge here we got full-size trees, but then if you look inside here, I made a swath here that's probably, well, already here it's 100 yards long back there, and you got a lot of blue sky there, and I could barely get through it now with everything cut sideways. So when it grows the other 9 months out of the year, the only thing that's getting through that is a deer, and that's what you want. This side definitely needs it, it's pretty open there. But screening this road so that when I drive through, it's a little more concealed on the buggy when I do need to use this road.